Welcome back. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And as you are aware, we're going to head straight on into conversation this morning. We speak with Mr. Don Grant, executive producer of Tobago Fashion CODA 7. And of course, as you are aware, there is a postponement to the event which should have been taking place this weekend. And we're going to have that conversation this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you and your guest, Mr. Holder, yes, how can you forget, and all the people out there in Cyberland.
Right. And so now we have a situation where we were all hyped up and geared up and ready to be a part of Fashion CODA 7 this weekend, and only to get the news of the postponement. Before we get into the new date, because I know there's a new date already released, before we get into that, can we just go over briefly the reason for the postponement at this stage?
Correct. Well, the main reason is due to the elections. Let's face the fact, it's heating up. And because of the attention that this election is getting, it just was so overwhelming that we had to postpone. The fact that, what can I say about this elections? It's crucial, it's critical, and we must come out and vote to determine the way forward. Let's face the fact. A lot of people are holding back. Lots of people are in reserve. They are unsure as to what the future is going to bring, whether they like it or not. The politics or the government of any land control our lives to a certain extent. It's just what and how it is. You know, we're a land of laws, right?
Well, let me just ask this, Mr. Grant, not to cut you off, sorry, but in terms of the date that was set for Fashion CODA, was that date set before the election date was called, or was it set after the election?
It was way before the election date. And let's face the fact, the election came about, first of all, the appointment of the new Prime Minister came about unknown to us. I know me, I'm not in the circle. So that was one. And then, soon thereafter, elections was announced. So what do? Your thing is already in train, and the train having left the station now, you have to adapt and adopt in a manner thereof. I tried and just couldn't outshine this national election that's coming up. And it's one that's very, very important. So let the elections pass, and after elections, we will go on to get right back to CODA, same place, same time. Just now it will be on the 31st of May. In fact, it's another long weekend. It's Indian Arrival Day weekend. So we'll celebrate and come together at Tobago, Port Tobago, of course, always being in the picture.
So Mr. Grant, sometimes we tend to feel a bit of disappointment when we planning something to postpone it, right? But in this postponement, there's been some blessings. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, most definitely. What has happened? Well, we had a workshop here on the 14th at the Magdalena Grande. Yes. It was a makeup workshop sponsored by Revlon. And what happened? Well, with production and things here in Tobago, we always have to go to Trinidad for so many goods and services. The makeup, for example, was one where they had to bring in 5 makeup artists from Trinidad, 5 hairstylists. So I've always pushed the Tobago product in the Tobago first, and got Revlon now to, in fact, train 7 makeup artists here in Tobago, so that Tobago can be, in fact, Revlon ready, and open up an industry now for Revlon to come into the space. It's about business, but to have people on the ground in Tobago who are qualified. I mean, listen, Akinlabi, we as good as any and we better than many. Yeah. Right here in Tobago, we can do it, So how do we get up to par? Well, the training is one. And of course, the hairstylists as well, they will be getting involved with them. So it was a major, major benefit to have them, because now, for the 31st, we're going to have 5 makeup artists from Tobago, right, and 5 hairstylists from Tobago, avoiding me now another expense because I had to have 5 rooms, first of all, at the Magdalena for them and pay 5 air tickets,
Yes,
you
yes,
know, as
yes,
well.
yes, yes.
So, you know, it's a cost factor. And I always try to point out the business of fashion. It's not just having a fashion show and looking nice. And, you know, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. And every move you make is going to cost you. So you have to be very careful as to the move you make. But in keeping Tobago first and foremost and focused, you know, I've always been trying. That's what CODA has been all about, you know.
And talking
bringing
about that,
Tobago up to
talking about bringing Tobago up, and of course providing opportunities, do you have any other plans in mind in terms of continuations with collaborations with other brands to ensure that Tobagonians get the opportunities that was provided by Revlon in this instance?
Correct. So that's the point. And yes, there are going to be lots of other things coming up. In fact, well, the world famous makeup artist Kirk Cambridge Pash, you know, he does theater. This is a makeup designer. Okay, he's done The Wiz. He's done For Color Girls Only, and we were speaking about designing a costume for the theater that's going to be used, let's say, 8 days a week for 2 hours, as opposed to designing a dress for someone that's going to be used for an occasion, let's say a wedding, or you going out on a date, or using a dress, let's say, 8 times a year. So how does this construction come about? And we are going to be bringing people here to Tobago that's going to be talking as to different aspects of the design. So CODA is going to be doing, you know, more for the Tobago fashion industry. Stay tuned. I don't want to preempt myself and go out, but right now, Revlon certainly has come out of this postponement to the 31st. We have time, and they are going to be training these makeup artists and hairstylists at the Magdalena for the new date on the 31st.
Mr. Grant, yeah, you spoke about the fashion industry being a billion-dollar industry. Just speak to persons, because in Tobago we don't really have that strong appreciation for the potential of fashion for the people of Tobago. Just speak about the potential for persons in terms of making a living or getting more financial stability or financial empowerment from fashion industry.
Correct, and that's so very important because, you know, the fashion, well, in addition to being a business, it's a lifestyle, and it's so multifaceted. You know, there's makeup, hairstylist, the nail tech. I mean, everything you're wearing, Akinlabi, someone sat down and drew a pattern, or maybe had an idea. That's your intellectual property, first of all. Then you know you have pattern maker. You have the person now who's going to stitch and sew and bring the garment to life. You know, the colors, the fabrics. I mean, people who really design and create fabrics. It's so very important to have the students, let's say, the cosmetologists, you know, your skincare products. It's all part and parcel, and it is an all-encompassing industry. I must say that not everybody could be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, or you know, a pilot. I'm sorry, you know. And these other industries that we tend to have here, a lot of artistry, a lot of really great people. I was at a fashion show last night. I mean, same. I was very impressed, and was able now to bring in other Tobagonian designers into CODA that wasn't there before. Let's face the fact, you know, and that's what it's all about, you know, coming together. You know, the islands. I don't know. I think we have a lot of autonomy here already in Tobago. Let's face the fact. Let's use what we have, right, and bring the islands together and come as one. I mean, I really question as to whether or not Tobago, being the numbers that we have here, could really afford to stand on its own. Let's face the fact, you know. Business is about numbers, you know. So we need that intervention. We need that subvention. I mean, a lot of the oil and gas I mean, is in Tobago waters, you know, so we don't want to go there now.
That's right. That's right. You know.
How do we claim our own? You
Right.
understand?
We look forward to the new data. We do look forward to Fashion Coda being staged on the 31st of May,
Right.
right here on the island of Tobago. But before we wrap this conversation, guys, tomorrow is a special day. Tomorrow, Mr. Don Grant would be celebrating
my
his
God.
birthday. Yes, he's celebrating his birthday tomorrow. So you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel as he celebrates his birthday tomorrow. And remember, the new date for Fashion Coda 2025 is the 31st of May 2025 right here on the island of Tobago. So if you don't have your tickets yet, now is your opportunity to get your tickets, get on down there and be a part of what is happening right here on the island of Tobago. We have to go for a short break.
Okay.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes. Okay, let's go to the break. But before we do, you mentioned tickets. We are going to offer a 2-tier ticket as well system. Stay tuned. Lots of things to come, and we're going to make Tobago Fashion Coda bigger and better.
That's right. That's right.
Forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Mr. Don Grant, executive producer of Fashion Coda, Tobago Fashion Coda. And of course, stay tuned for the new ticket tiers and the prices and where you can get your tickets from. But in the meantime, of course, as you are aware, it is the Friday of the week. And so we head on over to our sports segment with our sport presenter, Mr. Marcus Daniel, Mr. Cricket. Yes, he's going to be having that conversation with you this morning. So do stay tuned. And as we go for a short break and as we leave for the morning, we want you to have a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. Akinlabi, help me to tell them it's time to share the live, share the live, share the live.